Part 3, Function Graphs. You will find this on page 197 in the Namibian Mathematics Grade 8 textbook, y equals mx plus c to success. Horizontal, going side to side, like the horizon. There's the horizon, parallel to the horizon. Can you see that this line is parallel to the horizon? Vertical, up or down is called vertical. Horizontal and vertical lines are perpendicular to each other. If they will cut each other with a 90-degree angle. Horizontal line, a straight line on the coordinate plane such that all points on the line have the same y coordinate. So if you look at this, this is an horizontal line. It's cutting there at 2. So there are 4 points on the horizontal line shown. The coordinates of D, E, F, and G are -3 and 2, -1 and 2, 0 and 2, and 2 and 2. All the points have the same y coordinate. A horizontal line has a gradient or a slope of 0. So there's no gradient. So there's no slope. In the straight line equation, this is the straight line equation, y equals mx plus c. If you substitute 0 for the gradient, so in the gradient you substitute 0, then the equation becomes y equals 0x plus c. Therefore, this is cancelling out, so it's only y equals c. Since the horizontal line cuts the y-axis at 2, the equation of the line is y equals 2. All horizontal lines are y equals. Always remember, if it cuts the y-axis, then it's y equals. Okay, vertical lines. A straight line on the coordinate plane where all points on the line have the same x coordinate. There's the line. There are 4 points on the vertical line shown. The coordinates of h, I, j, and k, h, I, j, and k, there's k, are -3 and 2, because there's the -3. -3 and 1, this one. -3 and 0, and -3 and -3. All the points have the same x coordinate there. So since the vertical line cuts the x-axis at -3, the equation of the line is x equals -3. A vertical line, or it's a vertical line cuts, remember the word cuts, the x-axis, that's why it's x equals. Okay, let's look at an example. Plot the points and write down the equation of the lines AC and DF. So first I plot the points. It's 2, there, 2 and 1. Then 2 and -2. Okay, so let's look at B. There's 2 and -2, that point. And then 2 and -3. And they are asking me, write down the equation of AC. It's cutting the x-axis and it's cutting at 2. That's why the equation is x equals 2. Remember the word cuts. Okay, plot that points. D, it's -3 and -1. There's -3 and -1. There is E, 0 and -1. There is F, 3 and negative. There's 3 and there's -1. So I must write down the equation of, let's just read. Write down the equation of DF. DF, so it's cutting the y-axis and it cuts at -1. That's why it's y equals -1. So focus on the word cuts. And then the vertical and horizontal line intersect at one point P. There is the intersection. So write down the coordinates of this point. So look, go up to the x-axis, that's at 2. Go to the y-axis, that's -1. So the coordinate will be 2 and -1. Okay. I want you to stop the video and I want you to do try now for number 1, A and B, as well as number 2. Okay. Let's start. Try now 4. Okay, write down the equations of the lines AB. So number 1, A. Now let's look where, do you see there's AB, and it's cutting there at the y-axis at 1. So line AB will be y equals 1. Okay, let's look at BC. Do you see BC? Here's BC, and it's cutting there at 3. So line BC will look, it's cutting the x-axis, so its x is equal to 3. Okay, then I'm looking at line, let's look, CD. There is CD, can you see? And there is -1, -2, -3. So it's cutting the y-axis at -3. So CD will be y equals -3. And then look at this one, there at 1. So line, look, DA, and it's cutting the x-axis, and it's cutting at -1. So x is equal to -1. Okay, then write down the coordinates of the points of intersection of the horizontal and vertical lines. So it's point A, B, C, and D. So let's just do it. We can do it here on the side. We can say number 1B. So let's write down the coordinate of A. Now look, if you look, it first go to the x-axis, it's -1, and then go to the y-axis, and it's 1. So it's -1 and 1. Look at point B. First to the x-axis, it's 3. Then to the y-axis, and it is 1. And then the point C, look here. First to the x-axis, it's 3. Then to the y-axis, it's -3. So it's 3 and -3. And then point D, let's look, D. First to the x-axis, -1. Then to the y-axis, -3. So -1 and -3. Okay. And then this was number 1. And then draw the following lines on the same diagram. So on this diagram, we're going to draw these lines. You can just copy the diagram. So y is equal to 1. Now remember, if it's y equals 1, I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger so that we see a little bit better. Okay, so the line y equals 1 will cut there at 1. Oh, it's a little bit low. So this will be the line y is equal to 1. Okay, let's look at the next line. Number B, x is equal to negative, so it will cut the x-axis. It will cut the x-axis, and it will cut at -1. There it will be. So this is the line. Let's just write it down. X is equal to -1. Okay, and then the next one, y equals -5. So it will cut the y-axis, and it will cut at -5. So it seems to me this one, you should have drawn another one. So there was -3, -4, and I think if we, let's just redo that again. -4. So say another centimeter will be -5. So if I draw this line, it should have been, it cuts the y-axis, and it's, oh, sorry, this is not a straight line. Always use a ruler for a straight line. Let's just redo it a bit higher. Okay, so say for example, it was cutting the y-axis, and it was cutting at y is -5. Okay, and then the last one, x is equal to 4. So it will cut the x-axis. Let's just take red again. It will cut the x-axis, and it will cut at 4. So there's 1, 2, 3. So 4 will be here, and it should have been a line. Oh, again, it's not a straight line. So use your ruler. And it's cutting at 4. So this line would have been x is equal to 4. And there is all the lines there. So just remember, if it's y equals, it cuts the y-axis. And if it's x equals, it's cutting the x-axis.